I saw an opportunity to go work with a couple guys that were GC and they had a residential division. And they were like, man, you should just come and try to run this for us. So I did it. During that time, I felt like I was doing what I love and I was doing all aspects of it: business development, project management, estimation, just kind of everything that's involved.
Welcome back to the Built for Profit podcast. Guys, so pumped today to have Mr. Taylor Sims on the call. We are old friends by college. We both went to Auburn and super fired up to have this conversation with him. He was honestly one of the more entertaining people that I got to meet at Auburn. We just lived together in a fraternity house, actually, and got to know each other really, really well. And he is, in my opinion, exploded post-college of just the things that I never saw him going to do in college, because obviously he didn't get a degree in building science like I did. And now you were just running and gunning in the construction world, Taylor. So I'm so fired up to talk and chat about that today. So welcome. Number one, welcome to the podcast. Number two, I would love for you just to kind of share a little bit of your story, how you even got into the world of construction, graduating from Auburn, and let us know how you got to where you're at today.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I have a unique story. Also, it's sad to hear that we're old time friends from back in college. Usually you think of like elementary friends that say that, but dude, it's been like 15 years. That's crazy.
We're old now, man. We're old.
We could have gone to college 3 more times already, maybe 4,
Don't even
maybe
say
4.
those things, man. I don't even want to think about it.
Uh, yeah, no, thanks for having me. I've got a unique story. So actually, I forgot that you were building science.
Oh, yeah, man.
So it's funny that what you're doing now, which is not building science,
That's right.
and me not being a building science major, and I'm
Yeah.
now a home builder.
I love it, dude. I
It's
love it.
funny how the world works in that way.
So true.
But no, yeah, I've got a unique story. After college, I took a job in medical sales and I did that for about 10 years. And about the time COVID was hitting, um, I kind of started called on the side on the weekends and the evenings. I started doing some house flipping rehabs. And I was like, man, this is fun. I love this. So I was doing that for,
Well, hold on real quick, Taylor. How did you even get, like, you're in medical sales? So how did you, like, you're not licensed, I would imagine, at that point, right? So, like,
hmm
how did you get into quote unquote flipping houses on the side with no experience in the background?
So it started with, there's certain jobs that you need to pull permits, but there's certain things that are more cosmetic that you really don't have to. So I was
Yeah.
doing a little bit of that, but I also did a pretty big renovation addition to my personal home
Cool.
around that time. And
Yeah.
when I did that, I was like, man, this is great. I just love doing this. I love
Yeah.
it's a lot better than just sitting in the office,
No,
right?
yeah,
Or
for sure.
traveling. I was traveling a lot for work. We had just had a child. In fact, my firstborn son, Campbell, he was born on March 9th. And, COVID hit the 16th.
Yeah.
But he ended up back in the NICU after he was
Oh, wow.
born. So we were at the hospital in the NICU as they shut it down on March 16th.
Wow.
So that was a crazy experience because on March 15th, when we were there, it was like happy go lucky. You can just kind of roam the halls of the hospital. Then the next day, it was like, where's your wristband? Where's your mask? Like
Yeah.
it was crazy to be in the hospital when
Oh, I can't
it was
imagine.
instant. It wasn't like a build up to the shutdown. It happened quick, at least in the
Yeah.
hospital world.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, yeah, we were having kids. I was traveling for work and I had a great job and I loved the company I worked for, but I just essentially started kind of doing it on my own. And then I saw an opportunity to uh, go work with a couple guys that were GC and they had a residential division. And they
Yeah.
were like, man, you should just come and try to run this for us. So I did it. And I did it for, I guess, almost 4 years ish. And during that time, um, I felt like I was doing what I love and I was doing all aspects of it:
Yeah.
business development, project management, estimation, just kind of everything that's involved. And
Yeah.
it just kind of got to the point I was like, man, I feel like I should just be doing this on my own. So It wasn't too long ago. I guess it was what, 7 months ago.
Yeah.
I took the dive,
I love
and
that. The leap of faith, baby.
here I am today. But no, it was crazy. So before I started doing it, jumping from medical sales, and this isn't speaking for everyone in the industry, but generally when you think of residential home building, everyone I talked to that had an experience, it was like some of them had a really great experience, but the majority of them, it's like, oh man, it's just residential home building. Things are going to take longer than they should. It's poor
Yeah.
communication. And it's just, I kept hearing negative, and I'm like, all I know is customer service, and
Yeah.
I'll learn how to build a house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, if I can bring customer service to this industry, that
Yeah.
was that was kind of my mindset. Uh,
Yeah.
so
Dude,
yeah,
real
that's one of
quick,
the
Taylor,
reasons I did it.
there's so much power in what you just said, and I think, so many people will, forever be hesitant to take a leap of faith in an industry that they don't quite understand. But there's power in having a, like, developed skill set and applying that to the industry, knowing that you can win in that industry doing that. So I love the leap of faith. I love the confidence that you had to go do that. And yeah, that's really cool. I love it. So keep going.
Well, yeah, I know. So man, I guess at that point, once I started my own thing, obviously there's a ramp up period, and just learning how, because things that I didn't do was, uh, that I'm still learning honestly today, is like managing the back end stuff of the business, like managing the books.
Yep.
Uh, I'm set up on QuickBooks. I'm set up on software. I'm having to basically get up every morning and cost code everything out and make sure things, because if I get behind a few days, I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't remember what this charge is from.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have to stay on top of it. So it really is,
Yeah.
I'd say 4 out of 5 mornings a week, I'll spend, it's really only 10 minutes in QuickBooks and doing that. But everything else is kind of just the same as what I'd been doing as far as starting the business and getting it going. Just as far as just the project management aspect of it, the business development side, estimation as well. So that's all kind of stayed the same, and that's always been evolving and
Yeah.
always trying to get better at all that. But I had a good grasp of that, but really
Yeah.
just managing the business side of things.
Yeah.
Um, that's where it's been a big learning phase for me. So,
Yeah, for sure, man. And actually, I was just talking to somebody yesterday about business ownership is like the ultimate personal development machine. It's just like it forces you to understand where your weak spots are, what you're good at, what you're not good at, exposes you in ways. And so, yeah, I love that, man. I love that you're just
oh
down. I mean,
yeah, and
honestly,
a
go ahead.
lot of people are like, start your own business, like you can do what you want. That's so cool. And it's like, golly, man, I feel like I'm working 12-hour days right now. Um, there's probably only 1 or 2 nights a week that I'm not in this office for an
Yeah,
hour or two.
yeah,
Um, and then the mornings they start early. So,
yeah, yeah.
uh,
Well,
especially in the construction world.
yeah, for sure. So segueing into that point, obviously 7 months in, what's something that you maybe didn't see coming running your own business? And maybe you already mentioned it a little bit, but then what's something that you're like, "Man, this has been the fun part of being a business owner."
That's a good question. You know what I didn't see coming. I'm not saying it was all crazy bad, but like just the expenses, like the overhead expenses, dude,
Yeah,
they add up so quick.
yeah,
Like before I had a job just to turn the lights on, before I was active on a project, because it took me a few months to become active on a project.
yeah,
Like I was adding up. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like all in at $6,000 a month just to have the lights on this company, and I don't even have revenue right now. And that was just like general liability and workers' comp, QuickBooks software, the Builder Trend software that I use. And
yeah,
then I needed a truck. I've got a monthly truck payment. And then, I've got to get health insurance for my family, which
yeah,
not everyone has to do that as a business owner. But in our situation,
yeah,
uh, we're both um self-employed. My wife's a real estate agent, so we don't have insurance that we can get from any company. So it's like, well, I guess I got to come just straight out of pocket for that too.
yeah,
And before you know it, you're like, man, this is several $1,000s a month,
yeah,
that I kind of just should have thought more about. It wouldn't have kept me from making the decision,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
it was like, that's a little more than I thought.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. No, and to your point, Taylor, I think this is such a good reminder for anybody, any business owner, because I think when you think about that, that's the whole reason you have to force margin into what you're quoting or what you're pricing or whatever service you're delivering, right? Because there's
Mhm.
so many quote unquote hidden costs of running a business that you have to think through on top of the profits that you want to see as an owner of the business, right? So like, yeah, that's
Right.
a great point. I love that. That's a great point. So what's been the thing that you've been I guess, enjoyed the most in the first 7 months?
Golly. It like, honestly, my day-to-day outside of the hours on QuickBooks and doing admin stuff, my day-to-day is still the same. So there's not been any unexpected, like, surprises in a good way. Like, I don't know, it's just been enjoyable. Here's the thing, like, I love what I do. I was telling my wife, Catherine, the other day, I was like, I think the Lord, like, it's a crazy thing to jump from medical sales to being a residential home builder.
Yeah,
And, like, when I left my job and my company was like my medical sales company, and they were like, "Man, we hate to see you go. Where are you going?" And I was like, "I'm gonna go build houses." They were like, "What?" And they honestly were like, "Well, that's great. Honestly, we're afraid you were gonna go to a competitor." And I was like,
yeah,
"No, building houses." They were like, "Well, dude, we wish you the best. If that fails, you can come back."
yeah.
And they're probably thinking it would fail because, like, who does that, right?
Yeah,
But,
that's funny.
and golly, I just lost my train of thought, but I, what was your question
Well,
again?
you were just saying that you love what you get to do every day, and you didn't
Yeah,
say that.
so, making that jump, you know, I was in medical sales, but man, I'm in more of a sales role now than I have
Yeah,
ever been. Like,
yeah, for sure.
because it's obviously owning your own business, and even before I started, I went out on my own with the home building. It was all just kinda eat what you kill, right? And I had to get business to make sure the money was coming in.
Yeah,
Um, so, like, I'm in sales mode 24/7 because I've got 3 kids.
yep.
We gotta put food on the table.
Oh, yeah,
So I certainly, am still in sales, but obviously I'm directly in charge of the follow-up to any sales that is successful and making sure that it's implemented properly. But yeah, still in sales but just making that jump and what I told Catherine the other day, I was like, "It's crazy that I did this, but looking back, I think I was truly meant to be a home builder. Like, this is
yeah,
what I was meant to do."
yeah,
Like, every part of the job I enjoy.
yeah,
Like, like, growing up, I was kind of a math nerd,
yeah,
and so I love estimation. Like, I'm a
sure.
numbers guy. But at the same time, I was in sales for a while, and I love that part of it.
Yeah,
And then just taking, and whether it's a new home build or renovation, but especially obviously the renovations, taking something old and making it new again is just really exciting to me.
yeah,
So that's like all three aspects of what I do, which is business development, estimation, and then project management.
yeah,
You put on kind of those three hats. So I love it.
yeah,
And that's just the most exciting thing about it. It's just that doesn't mean the job's not stressful and there's not tough days, but
yeah.
at the end of the day, I love what I do, and that's probably the exciting part of it.
Yeah, and dude, I love it because one thing you didn't even mention that I think is such a superpower for you, and obviously, you and I have developed this in college, but you're just such a relational person as well. And you talk about customer service and bringing that to the residential world. But man, I just think like that's where another part of your superpower is just because construction's such a relational build core, partnerships, if you will, with all these subcontractors and all these people that you're working with. And I think that's what's going to take you so far as well. Is just the genuine concern and, like, care that you have for people, I think it's awesome. And not to mention, dude, I think it was right after you just bought your truck, you happened to be in our neighborhood, and you were, like,
That's right.
up the street, and we were out on a walk, and I saw you, I was like, "What is that? Sims Building Co. on the side of the truck," and I see you jump out, and you just fit the mold. It looked like you were in your sweet spot, man,
Was my head shaved yet? Because I feel like that helps me
Well, it
fit the
was, but you
mold.
were wearing a hat.
Yeah, I was wearing, yeah, I wear a hat most days, mainly to keep the sun from
Oh, yeah,
burning my
gotcha.
head. And then when it's cold outside, I mean, man, it gets cold too, but
Yeah.
I, uh, I I wear a hat most days, and whenever I don't, people that I've been around a lot, they're like, "What in the world? I didn't even realize your head was shaved."
That's right, dude. I love it. Okay, so let's dive in a little bit as you're 7 months in. kind of talk through ideal customer, who's your avatar, if you will, for what you're pursuing, and I guess the kind of work that you would desire to do. And then also, as you kind of explain that, tell us what you're dreaming about. What does Sims the company look like, 5 years down the road from now?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's starting out, you're kinda looking at every job, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Hey,
for sure.
I gotta get some jobs in the backlog,
Yeah.
and I've been blessed that that's all happened fairly quickly, and now I have a project manager that works with me, so I've got the guy that works for me full time, and he and I are out there every day just, slinging up renovations and slinging up houses, and
Oh
it's so
yeah.
much fun. Uh, but, I would say at this point, I'm not discriminating against any job, but you asked about the ideal client. I've joked with even potential clients that I'm talking to. I'll joke with them. I'll be like, guys, I know you're interviewing me, but I'm interviewing you just as much. Like, I
Oh,
want to make sure
1,000%.
that I have a job with a client that where I'm going to get along with, that it's going to go well. And I
Yeah.
joke about that, but it is true. So, like, I look at a lot of jobs, but who you choose to work for is important.
Yes.
But as far as the type of job, like a lot of builders stay away from renovations, and hey, I might one day, but I kind of like I said, I enjoy taking the old and making it new again.
Yeah.
So I enjoy renovations, whether that's a kitchen, bath renovation. I mean, it could be in a full gut remodel, but also I want to be doing new construction as well, and we have a couple of those, one that's active and a couple of them that are lined up right
Let's
now.
go.
So doing a mix of both is the goal, and that can change, obviously, but as of right now, I'm happy with really any type of job. I just want it to be a good job with a good client.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it comes down to. And a good job doesn't mean like the most profitable job. It's not really about the money. It's really about like this industry is stressful. Like
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I tell all my clients, I'm like, guys, you're the reason I have a job right now, like, the reason I'm employed to be a home builder is to put out fires. Like, that's
Yeah,
what I do. I'm a
yeah.
problem solver, put out fires. If it were just as easy as, "Hey, I've got all these subs, and I just get them out on the job and say, 'Hey, get your job done. Have fun.'" If it were that easy, you wouldn't need me, you know?
Yeah,
You could do that.
yeah.
That's the easier part of my job. The hard part is the putting out fires and the stress that we have to deal with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it really is just finding good clients that really understand that, and that are good jobs, and, obviously, jobs that seem to be more fun than other jobs, but, I anyone that needs a project done, I'm gonna try my best to help them out, and helping them out I may not be a good fit, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna give them an option. "Hey, I've got a guy that you might could talk to."
yep.
Like, I try to build relationships with other builders. That's, like, an
So good.
important thing to me. Like, I had lunch with a a home builder the other day, and it was just like and we joked. He was like, "Man, misery loves company, doesn't it?" Uh, and that's important, and it's because we can help each other out, we can get each other jobs, we can because if I'm too busy, I might be like, "Oh, well, this guy, I know his backlog's kinda freed up," and got to him, but, and obviously, if I do that, I wanna make sure that their quality is gonna be good and they're gonna have a good experience, but
Yeah,
I've kind of vetted that on the front end, just through relationship building with these other builders, so
yeah. Well,
that's
even dude, even on a s
industry.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say, even on a small scale, we have a friend of ours, mutual friend of ours, that wanted to build some custom bunk beds for his kids, and he reached out to you, and then you referred him somebody else that could do a project like that, and
That's
so
right.
I just
That's right.
love the kind of the abundance mindset of just like, "No, there's enough work to go around for
No,
everybody."
and that's true. So when he reached out to me about those bunks, it's like, this obviously is not a job that I would do through Sons Building Company, it's too small. But I'm not just gonna tell him, "Hey, man, I don't
Yeah,
touch that job. Good luck. Talk to you later." It's
yeah,
more so, "Okay, I wanna at least try to help you find someone that can do it." And typically, I've got guys that can help with most anything.
yeah.
Yeah, I gave him a trim guy that could help him build his bunks, and I saw him post a picture of them. They look good.
They look awesome.
They
Yeah.
crushed it.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's so good, and it goes right back to the point I was making earlier, Taylor, with the relational side for you. I just love that you're and honestly, it goes back to the problem solving. It's like, even if I'm never gonna get paid from this person, I still wanna problem solve, put them in the right place, and
mhm,
genuinely help this person out, so that's
mhm.
why you're just gonna go far in this world, man. I love it.
Well, and I like to think, I'm in this life group study that we do with church, and there was something that the guy, it was like a video series, and the guy leading it was like, if you build a healthy, and he's talking about our church community, building a healthy church community, good things will come. And good things meaning your outreach
Yeah, yeah,
to spread the gospel and stuff like that will come. And I was like, man, that's so true for anything. Like, and I look at my business, and
yeah,
it's like, but what he said is focus on health. And when I look at my business, and I'm like, okay, if I focus on just the health of my company, then hopefully, ideally, good things
yeah,
will come just by
yeah,
focusing on the health of your company. And for me, that is customer service, that's
yeah,
quality, and that's efficiency. And the aspect of helping a person, a friend or person that reaches out to me that I can't really help them, but still trying to help them out by giving them an option. That's
yeah,
the customer service aspect, right?
yeah, 100%.
Um, Even if it's not for one of my jobs, that's still customer service through
Yep,
the sales process. But anyway, like if I focus on the health, and they're all almost equally important, but I think quality is probably most. Customer service would be second, and efficiency would be third.
yeah.
Um, if I just focus on those things, and you could unpack a lot between those three
Oh,
items,
yeah,
but if I focus on those three aspects, then hopefully good things will come. My past clients are going to get my name out to people. You're going to have a high quality product, and you build content and you put it on social media. People are like, wow, that looks awesome because it's high
yeah,
quality. Like all those things are so important to the health of my company. And if I focus on that,
yeah,
hopefully growth just follows. So
yeah,
that
and
really is the goal is, and when he said that, it really stuck with me. I'm like, man, I just need to focus on the health of this company, and good things will come.
yeah, I love it, and it's the faith level and the conviction that that's gonna play out, right? And I just want to your point, I love that our God's a relational God, and so I think everything awesome that happens in your life is all through relationships, and that's the Lord you ordaining a lot of that stuff. But I've heard it said time and time again, when you focus on serving other people, the Lord will always take care of your needs,
Mhm.
right? Because
Mhm.
that's what He wants you to do, and I think that's why I love like the customer
And
service, the
and I
quality.
don't claim to be great at that. I just try we try our best,
Yeah,
right?
it's good though.
And I make mistakes all the time. I make people mad. But if I
Yeah,
do make people mad, I usually know it.
yeah,
Maybe in the moment I should do what I shouldn't have done, but I'll be the first to call back. I got angry. Like angry is a strong word. I showed frustration to this like city clerk it's for Jefferson County. I'm doing a project in unincorporated Jefferson County. It's a great project, but I'm not used to working in that jurisdiction.
yeah,
And we thought we'd done everything we could do to get this permit pulled. And she was like, I'm sorry, you don't have this. And I was like, well, no, I was told this is what I needed. And I gave that to y'all. Like, I know I've done. She's like, I'm sorry, but you haven't. And I just got frustrated. And I
yeah,
basically just hung up the phone.
yeah.
And I literally 5 minutes later, I called her back and I said, I want you to know I am so sorry for showing frustration. You're right. I'm wrong. You know how to do your job. I will get what I need.
Yeah,
And like, I don't do that kind of stuff all the time, show that frustration, but when I do, I try to come clean. Um,
dude, I love
and
it,
I
and
did. She laughed at me. She's like, "It's okay." But no, the relationships are important. A relationship that I focus hard on is my subcontractors
yeah,
because, man, I rely on them so heavily.
yeah,
Because nothing goes smoothly in a project.
yeah,
It's not,
yeah.
it doesn't happen.
It will never
And
happen, yeah,
they're there to help me handle things when they
yeah,
don't go smoothly. So I rely heavily on them. I mean, I rely on them for the quality too. Like
yeah,
it's my job to QC, but they QC themselves as well. But like they, uh, I rely on them for the quality, but they also make sure I hire subs that appreciate good quality as well. But like, man, that's a relationship that I do focus on. And I had someone ask me like a couple months ago, they were like, man, do your subs take you out for like lunch and stuff all the time? And I was like, absolutely not. I take them to lunch. It's like, I treat them like I rely on them. Like a good subcontractor, like what I just said, focus on the health and good will come. A good subcontractor who has maybe practiced that without even knowing it, like
yeah,
focus on the health of their company, they're not looking for work. So like
yeah,
if I don't treat them well and take care of them, they'll just be like, well, man, I don't want to do work for you. I don't need you.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
if I treat them well, they're going to want to be on my jobs.
That's right.
So that's something that is really important is the relationships with these subcontractors. Like the client's obvious, having a good relationship, good communication there, but these subcontractors are and suppliers too. It's just extremely important to treat them
Yeah,
well because this industry will beat you down. And the
for
last
sure.
thing they need is a builder calling and getting angry with them.
Yep.
Uh, like, there's obviously sometimes you gotta have tough conversations, but they're warranted and they get
Yeah,
it if they're a good sub and you just learn from it and move
yeah.
on, so
And if you have that foundational relationship, right, that relational equity with those guys, you can have those tough conversations without somebody running.
absolutely. Most of the subs that I've been using, it's been at almost 3 to 4 years, so you're talking about a good 3 to 4 years of relationships.
Yeah, yeah,
And that doesn't sound like a long time, but we've been through a lot together. So, it's been a ride.
yeah.
Um
I love it.
And a lot of these guys, we take care of each other.
Yeah,
So,
it's good. So it seems like I'm gonna kind of answer for you a little bit on these next two questions, but I want to hear about like what do you feel like 7 months in that you have momentum in, and then what do you feel like currently right now is your biggest bottleneck?
right.
It sounds like on the momentum, the relational side, the subcontractor partnership that you have going on seems like that's probably one of the things that you got the 3 to 4 years of this
Uh-huh.
relational equity with these guys. Seems like that's probably a lot of the stuff that you have going for you, and the health of the business that you just mentioned. I love those things. So, what do you feel like is the bottleneck that you're facing?
Bottleneck,
Yeah,
bottleneck. So, as we get more and more busy, the little things that you have to deal with on these job sites can really bog you down and be a time sucker, which
yeah,
that's part of this industry, is part
yeah,
of it. I just eh, being a younger company and, trying to build up the financial stability to hire people and such, like, I'm having to spend a lot of time in my project manager, and if you wanna call it in the weeds, you have to live in the weeds in this world, but I need
yeah,
someone to help us in the weeds. So, like,
yeah,
just the little small things, like, I'm trying to think of an example, but it's like, I mean, it's as simple as you get a call from a sub that needs a material delivered, and I'm like, "Man, I've got this meeting with this potential client, or I'm working on an estimate, or I'm doing other things, but because we're a small company, I me or David, my project manager, we have to jump on that, and that's
yeah,
that's more so his job. Project manager's job is they have to do things like that, but um, ideally, he's spending time being more QC on the job site
yeah,
and
yeah,
not having to go run a piece of trim and not having to go put down floor protection, not having to
yeah,
go clean up something real quick. I think a bottleneck is really just a result of growth in that I've got to find someone that can help us with those things. So I don't know if that's truly a bottleneck, but it
yeah.
is something that's a time sucker that just kind
Oh,
of
for
like
sure.
I need one other person like and you asked about my 5 years, and I'm kind of jumping around, but
You're
this
good.
kind of like, I'm not looking to scale this thing to some major company. Like, my goal is just to have a good group of people that I work with, and that may be 3 or 4 of us, right?
Yeah,
Um, and that might be a superintendent, a couple of project managers, myself. We all wear many hats,
yep,
and the goal is just to build a really good brand and have really good projects that are high quality projects. Like, that would be my 5-year goal.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't wanna be building 100 houses a year. I don't wanna be a developer or a tract home builder, like, I just wanna be like, "Hey, Sims Building Company, man, they just put out great stuff, and you have an incredible building experience." I go back to that a lot, and I'll tell clients that too, like, my goal is to give you the best building experience possible because we're gonna go through a lot of issues throughout the build that we have to address. That is
yep,
just part of it. My goal is to make that experience be as seamless and just go as well as it can for you.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So that's what I like to that's where I want to be is building that brand where I'm known as that, known as a really high quality build
yep,
and not something that we're scaled out doing dozens of projects, but we just have a good handful of really good projects that could be renovations or new construction homes.
yeah. That's great, man. I love that. So kind of diving in a little bit in these first 7 months, you mentioned earlier, um, spending 10 minutes or so on QuickBooks every single morning to kind of make sure that everything's are being allocated correctly. I'm curious from your perspective, just as an owner, when you're working on a project that lasts 5 months, 12 months, whatever, or even a 3-month project,
Mhm.
are how are you monitoring profitability throughout the phase, or do you do, like, a weekly check-in to see where the numbers are at, or are you doing that daily, or can you kinda speak to your process a little bit so you don't get to the end of the job and be like, "We lost 20 grand on this thing."
Right, right. No, because if you do a 3 months project and lose 20 grand, you're probably you're in the red.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it is important. I have QuickBooks and I have a building software platform, if you will, that's called Buildertrend,
Yeah,
that I use, and there's a good handful of those out there that I'm sure are great, but Buildertrend's the one I use, and Buildertrend does a good job of keeping track with my budget. Um, so I don't look at that budget daily. I probably take a glance at it every week or so, if that. And it's typically when honestly, it may not even be that much. Like, cause we'll be working on the job and I'll get invoice from a subcontractor to pay them.
yeah,
And my budgets are built in typically based on pricing from subs or suppliers.
yeah,
So I'll check that invoice and then look and see if it matches. And if it doesn't, um, sometimes I already know why it doesn't.
yeah, yeah,
But if it doesn't match, I'm like, hey, we had this in the budget. This is more. And if my subs, like, they're really fair. So if they
yeah,
charge me more than what they've quoted, there's always going to be a reason. And
yeah,
typically I just handle it. And I try my best to any little extras just to typically I'll just eat that because the last thing I want to do is nickel and dime a client for, hey, my painter had to deal with this and it was $225. Here's your change order as we finish this
yeah,
project. Like it puts a bad taste in people's mouths. And
yeah,
I'll try not to do that. And I try to tell clients that the only if I'm going to give you a change order, it's either going to be some significant unknown, unforeseen circumstance, or it's customer driven.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
I want to upgrade my countertops from
yeah,
this marble to this quartzite, whatever it is.
yeah, yeah,
So that's kind of my philosophy. There's not really a fine line there, I guess. But in general, that's my philosophy when it comes to that. But as far as the budget goes, I I'm not the world's best estimator, but I do the best I can.
yeah,
And uh, up to this point, everything's been in line. You never make as much money on a job as you project. You just never do, and you just learn to live with it.
yeah, 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 yeah,
You just at some point though, you're like, wow, that really got bad. And
yeah,
I haven't run into that yet, but I do
yeah,
keep track of the budgets and anything that starts getting really out of line. I would obviously make changes through estimating and such,
yeah,
but I haven't really run into that too much yet. So
yeah,
like I say, not all job is as not none of these jobs are as profitable as you'd like,
yeah,
but you know what? At the end of the day, the goal is to make the client happy and to keep getting
yeah,
jobs. That's the
yeah,
most
yeah,
important thing to me.
that's right.
So,
Yeah, and I would imagine as you finish because you basically hunt what you kill, and so, as you finish the job, you learn from it, and then you know how to estimate a little bit better for the next one,
oh,
and a little bit better
100%.
for the next one. Because,
Like I said earlier, it's always evolving. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
always evolving. So, like, I mean, I could build an estimate this week, the next week, I'm gonna build it slightly differently because I'm like, "Oh, I need to do it this way or do it that way or add this line item to account for this that I didn't account for on this last job." And that sometimes is as simple as the formatting. Like, I play with the formatting because of, the presentation to the client is important.
yeah,
Uh, and Buildertrend helps with that. But obviously, within Buildertrend, I can edit and format 100 different ways,
yeah,
and I play with that all the time. Like that's always changing. It's almost just fun
yeah, yeah, yeah.
how I
Well,
how I play with that. I'm like, all right, how do I want to present this? How do I want to present that? How do I want to do the clarifications of what we're
yeah.
proposing? Like it's ever changing and ever evolving. So
Well, one thing I respect about you, Taylor, is that going back to the margin talk, is that you didn't want to nickel and dime your customers because I appreciate it because there's two things. You're thinking what's best for the client, but then you're also playing the long game, which I think so many people live short sighted and don't actually think that way. So you're like, would I'd rather lose 2 grand today for a potential to gain 200,000 down the road, Or do I just want to nickel and dime to make sure I don't lose
Right.
that 2 grand now?
Right.
And then that
Absolutely.
cuts a relationship off. And so I
Because
just love that
it's
mentality.
a relationship business that we're
Yeah,
in. And you're right. And like I said earlier, it'll leave a bad taste in the client's mouth if they look
for
back
sure.
and they say, "Man, I got I got all these change orders that were things that the builder ran into on the project that I didn't ask for this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You must have not quoted it well." Like,
Yeah,
so if you go over budget, it kind of is what it is. Like most of these projects are what I call lump sum, or
yeah,
what
yeah,
the industry calls lump sum. So like, I'm going to stick to that price unless you give me a reason to increase it by making changes yourself,
yeah,
or if we run into there's certain unforeseen conditions,
yeah, exactly.
they don't happen a lot, but they do.
Yeah,
Like you do run into mold,
yeah,
and it doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. And you've got to
yeah,
get mold remediation out. I've got clarifications. You don't include that in your pricing, right?
yeah,
And that would be a change order.
yeah,
But there's just those things don't come across too often. But they do sometimes. Like if I updating a bathroom and I see I've got to replace a piece of subfloor because it's rotten,
yeah,
I'm not gonna charge for that. But if
yeah.
it's the whole floor joist system, that's a different story.
That's right. Yeah, yeah,
And I think most clients, and that is, you want to get a good client too, because if you have a good client, they understand that.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. That's right. And that's why I love what you're going back to, because I think every business owner, especially in the service-based industry, needs to think this way, is that you're not always the one being interviewed as a business. You need to also be interviewing the client, because that is a massive dynamic that you gotta deal with
oh,
for the foreseeable
it
future.
is. I mean, you think about a new construction home, it could be 8 months, it could be 2 years, according
Yeah.
to the house, right? You're going to be talking to that person daily.
Yeah.
So you better hope you've got someone that you're going to have a good relationship with and that you're going to get along with.
Yeah.
Because if not, it's going to be a rough ride.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
and that's for the client, but it's also for any builder as
Yeah.
well.
No, it's so true, man. I love it. Okay, as we wrap up here today, man, is there anything we haven't talked about today that's just kind of fires you up, or think that's something that's on your heart?
Oh God, what fires me up? I'll tell you what fires me up is just the holiday season being among us, and Christmas and Thanksgiving is the best time of the year, man. So that
Oh,
fires me up. I've got a new build that we're starting. Literally, like they staked the property yesterday, so that
that's
fires me up too.
that's awesome.
No, I mean, man, there's not a whole lot. I try to stay positive, even through the negative situations.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, it's this is a fun time for you, fun time of year for me.
Yeah.
Like for most people too, they love this
Yeah,
time
yeah,
of
yeah.
year. But like we got the Iron Bowl coming
That's
up.
right, man.
And this is my birthday is actually tomorrow. So like
Dude, let's
in
go.
this,
Happy
I've got
early
birthday,
birthday.
I've got Iron Bowl, I got Thanksgiving, then you hit Christmas, and it's just like things are exciting,
Let's
things are
go,
moving.
man.
So
You got the
it's
3 kiddos at the house
oh
celebrating
yeah,
Christmas.
they're
Man,
rocking
that's
and
gonna be fun.
rolling, beating each other up every day. It's awesome.
Well, dude, that's what I love. So one last comment about,
Oh
obviously, I was
yeah.
in college, but just get to continue to witness this for you. But that, you go back to your point about being positive. And here's what I love about you, Sims. When you walk in someplace, you change the atmosphere of the room that you walk into, because you are a positive, lighthearted, let's have, kind of raise the level of the room a little bit. And so not only you get to do that in business with your clients, but obviously you do that with your friends as well. So, yeah, man, love talking with you. Love having this conversation.
I appreciate it. Yeah, like I say, I try to be. It's not every day though, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
Some days are off, right?
the world of construction needs people like you, because I don't envy your position at all, man. I know how difficult it is, and so, and how challenging it is, and herding cats feels like most days. But I think the world of construction needs somebody like you that walks in with positivity every day. So I love it. It's cool. Well, all right, real quick, Sims, if anybody wants to find out more about you, get in contact with you, where's the best place to go?
Dude, that's a good question. So, being a new company, we're very youthful, but that means I don't have a lot of content. So, I've got this Instagram page, Sims Building Company. I've got my website, simsbuildingcompany.com. I think that's my website. I think it is written
Love
out, simsbuildingcompany.com. But you go in and all it does is say, website in progress, and it has a little thing that you can inquire. I got an inquiry this morning. I mean, it is working, even though I don't have
Yeah,
content.
it's great.
But as I finished I finished, man, I've completed two. I'm almost done with the third, and then I've got a good handful that should wrap up in the next couple of months. So as those finish, I'll be able to take some professional photographs, have some good
Yeah,
content, because I don't want to just put one picture of one project on my website. Like,
yeah,
I'd rather just say building in progress and then load it up with like
yeah,
5 projects. So then if someone goes to my website, they can look and see a little bit of a gallery that will just continue to evolve and
yeah,
grow.
for sure.
But for now, yeah, SilmsBuildingCompany.com.
I
And
love it.
then my Instagram, which I think is Sims Building Company as well. So
Yeah, we'll link it all in the show notes for sure, so people can find you.
yeah, yeah, that sounds good. Man, thank you for having me. It's been fun.
Yeah, Taylor, thanks so much for being willing to come on, man. I really enjoyed the conversation.
All right. See you, Austin.
See you later.